So who am I? My name is Christy Iwuchukwu, and I help women use their stories to get seen and paid in the marketplace. I'm super excited coming to do this video. So we're going to get right into this conversation. You probably have seen the title of today's video. The title of today's video is 3 Keys to Attract and Hold Your Listeners' Attention, even if you're not speaking to a warm audience. That's right. 3 keys to attract and hold your listeners' attention, even if you are not speaking to a warm audience. So every time that I speak, I have to remind myself so much that it's not about me. It's about the audience. It's about the experience that I give the audience, that my presentation, my speech is not about me. As always, it's really about the audience. Because if I'm going to have a good time presenting, the audience must have a buy-in. And one of the number one things that audience, your listeners have, as you are standing in front of them, they have a decision to make. One of those decisions is, am I going to listen to you? That's right. And as a speaker, I know it's my job to help them make sure that the answer is always yes. That's right, that the answer is always yes. And so how do you do that? How do you get to attract and hold their attention so that they're hanging on to every single word that you say, so that you don't put them to sleep? That's what we're going to talk about today. There is no topic that you are going to speak about today that has never been talked about before. So the question is, why is yours different? Why is your conversation, your presentation, your storytelling today, why is it different than those that have spoken before you? And when you think about it, I'm thinking about, why is mine different? What is so different about me? What is the uniqueness that I'm bringing to that storytelling, to that presentation, to that speech? Because you see, oftentimes we want to duplicate and imitate other people. But one thing that you cannot duplicate and you cannot imitate is your story. That's right. And that's what differentiates you from what the other people have done in the past. It really is about your story. How are you different? What is your secret sauce? Oftentimes, those are the things that we, for whatever reason, and that includes me too, that we don't always want to show, because sometimes we think we are too bold. Sometimes we think we have to fit in. Sometimes we think that we have to be like other people. But I'm here to prove to you that you don't have to be like any other person but yourself, because when you are yourself, when you be yourself, there is no competition. When you are yourself, your secret sauce, what makes you different, what makes you unique, there is no duplication and there is no competition. So the first one on having your audience, your listeners, listen to what you have to say. You gotta be yourself. You gotta be different. You gotta be unique. You gotta bring out your secret sauce. So that's number one. And then number two, this number two will really make a difference the next time you think about it and you use it in speaking. The number two is removing all barriers between you and your audience. Removing all barriers between you and the audience. The first one that comes to my mind is the lectern, or the podium, as some people call it. If you are speaking, if you prepare your speech, if your presentation matters that much to you, then you've done your preparation for the speech. And if you have your lectern in front of you and you're holding it so tight, as it is with mostly new speakers, you're holding it so tight and you're reading off your talk, oftentimes, before even you know, you've lost the audience. Or you have a PowerPoint and you're depending on your PowerPoint rather than just using your PowerPoint as a guide. The presentation is you giving the presentation, not your PowerPoint. That's another barrier. Reading off your script. You've written your entire talk and you're reading off of it. You might as well give it to the audience and have the audience listen. And sometimes it could actually be the handouts. People will have the handouts and you give the audience the handout and you're going through your handout line by line. It gets boring. The audience get boring. The whole presentation get boring. Can I just tell you that within the first to second minutes, seconds actually, your audience can actually decide whether or not they want to listen to you. They can decide whether or not they want to listen to what you have to say. So number 2 is removing all barriers between you and the audience, and it allows you to use the stage properly. That's number 2. Then the third one, the last one that I want to talk about, and I may actually give you the bonus on it. The third one is, the third one. Now this third one, as I said also, will also make a big difference the next time you speak and you apply it or you consider applying. The third one is when you are speaking, consider involving the audience in your presentation. Because when you involve the audience in the presentation, they feel a part of the conversation. They feel that they are part of the presentation. And oftentimes they will pay attention because they never know whether you are the person that are going to ask them a question. So they're paying attention. But if you come off and you're reading your presentation or you're looking at your PowerPoint, everybody's busy doing whatever they want to do. And they're not paying you any attention. They can hardly wait for your presentation to be over. So, and the bonus that I'm gonna give you today, the bonus is to make the conversation, the presentation interactive. Make it interactive. Depending on how long you have to give a presentation, if it's an hour presentation or 90 minutes presentation, you can get them involved in doing some type of exercise where they again feel like they are part of the group. After all, you have to get their buy-in for your presentation to be successful. My name is Christy Iwuchukwu, and I am reminding you that your fingerprint is by design and not by choice. When you be yourself, there'll be no duplication and no competition. The world is waiting for you to rock your brilliance. Bye.